Right. Good day to you, students. So we are here with a brand new day with a brand new video. Right. So today we are studying for your first chapter. Right. So your first chapter in Chartered Audit Processor is business processor. So let me ask you something. Okay. What do you know about business processor? What do we call business processor? Right. So, in every business, there is a structured procedure in order to supply a service or a good to their customer, right? They have structured processes like buying their materials, preparing their goods or their service, and providing them to their customer, right? After that, they get customer feedback and such. So, within that process, there is a lot of structured processes within a business. Right. So business processes are so there are three types of business processes in every business: core processes, support processes, and governance processes. So core processes are the main things that run within a business. These directly create value for customers, right? So in every business, as you know, they create value. They add value to their materials and their services, right? So that's the main thing that every business does. Support processes are the processes that helps to create value through core processes, right? So support processes enables the core processes to function smoothly, right? So in every business, in order to create a value and a profit to their business, they need to run their operations smoothly, right? That way they don't run into any problems. Their operations are very well managed, right? The managers can make their decisions very easily, right? They have the necessary tools and information to make their decisions. So, running the operations and processes smoothly is very important. Right. The last one is governance processes. These provide oversight and ensure the organization acts. Right. So, when we are looking back at our processes, the governance processes are important. Right. So this is the business processes that we need to study under this topic, right? Okay, let's move forward. Right, the next one, we need to identify what categorized as a business process, right? Business processes, a structured set of activities designed to achieve a specific goal. Like I said, right? So, like I said, every business has their own goals, like increasing their customer satisfaction, increasing their manufacturer level, increasing their revenue, right? They always try to achieve their goals. So, a structured set of activities designed to achieve a specific goal. These activities are repeatable and transform inputs into valuable output. So in every business process is repetitive, right? They need to do it repeatedly in order to maintain their business, right? Processes are the building blocks of a company. So guys, when I'm reading this kind of theory parts, right? Your question paper is the MCQ one, and I don't need you guys to like parrot these. Okay, write down the basic, right? The basic understanding of the point. Okay, the pretty much it's all in here, right? What you need to get an understanding of the lesson. So maintain a note with me. Okay, take a pen or a paper, maintain a note, and write down in like small points. Okay, that way you can memorize it perfectly. Right. Processes are building blocks of a company. If you want to improve a business, you must first understand its processes. So, as auditors, it's our responsibility to what? Understand the business before we are doing our audit. Right? There are various types of companies an auditor need to audit and provide financial statements. Right. For an auditor, understanding these processes is key to identifying potential risks of error or fraud. Right. So, example, purchase to pay, P2P process. Purchase to pay is we are purchasing goods from our suppliers and paying them accordingly. So, guys, I'm going to tell you a little story. Right. When I was an auditor, a junior auditor, right? So we did an audit of a car company, right? I'm not going to mention the name, but when we are auditing the financial statement, we found little transactions, right? Transactions considering like 5,000 rupee transactions, 10,000, okay, 7,000. And we had a question, right? What are these transactions? This is a vehicle business, right? They don't do any auto parts or anything like that. So what are these types of transactions? So we needed to identify them. Okay, there was a smaller error in their financial statements in like it didn't balance in like 5,000 or I don't remember the exact number, but it didn't balance in a smaller amount. So we spoke to their owner and their head accountant, and they told us that they are maintaining a sari business. Okay, sari business related to in separately for their vehicle business. Okay, so we didn't know that at the time we are auditing. So as an auditor, it's our responsibility to do a background check on the business and understand their key processes. So if we have understood the business process before we are doing the audit, that financial statement would balance perfectly. So like I said, that's kind of an important thing. Okay, that's why you guys are studying this lesson. Right. So I think you guys have a main understanding what is a business process. Right. So when we look at our purchase to pay process, that process is basically we need to receive the invoices from the suppliers. Like we need to make a quota, right? So after the suppliers supply their quotation to us, we need to identify our need and maintain the prices, right? Not maintain. We need to identify the price limits of different types of supplies, right? So after that, we can decide what is the perfect route or perfect buying route to acquire the goods that we need. So like that, okay, smaller processes, and that is the crucial part. Okay, every business need to buy from their suppliers, and that is what purchase to pay. Otherwise, P2P process is discarded. Right, students, let's move forward. Okay, for the next topic we have why thinking is in systems is crucial. Okay, so as auditors and as managers, in future times, you guys all will be managers. I wish you all good luck. Okay, so I wish all of you will be managers. So before that, there is a steps, right? There are smaller steps that we need to take in order to become managers. So what does every manager do, right? They think, they make decisions regarding their business, right? So why thinking in systems is crucial. Right, let's read all together. Okay, pay attention. Organizations are not just collection of separate departments. Okay, they have human resource department, they have financial department, and something things like that. But they are not merely make a business, right? They have different types of people, they have different types of outside people. They are integrated systems where processes are interconnected, right? They are interconnected, they are correlated with every other department, right? The HR department cannot run without the financial department's help. Okay, they need to provide their funds accordingly, their EPF, ETF for their employees. So things like that are interconnected, right? The output from one process often becomes the input for the next. So let me ask you guys something. Okay, let's take an example here. You know the beauty brand Nature Secrets. I know every girl will know. Boys should too, because boys need to be beautiful as well as girls, right? Boys, no, okay. So Nature Secrets, when they are producing their beauty products, okay, the first step is to create the bottle, right? The packaging. So they create the packaging and separately they create their shampoo or facial cream or thing. Okay, the product and the packaging. So these two processes are interconnected. How? They need to combine them together. So things like that, the packaging process is done separately and the manufacturing of the cream or the facial wash is done separately and they make them interconnected. Okay, right. Why this matters? A weakness in one process can create problems elsewhere. For an example, if the P2P process is slow, the company might run out of stock. This would disrupt the sales process. A systems view helps you spot these dependencies and manage them efficiently. So, as a manager, we need to identify what processes are dependent on other processes, right? So, when we identify those types of things, we can manage the entire business process smoothly, and we can understand if there are any bumps or if there are any problems within the business process. Right. So I want you guys to tell you something. I want you guys to tell something. Okay. So there is this concept called bottleneck concept. So we will discussing that in the future. The entire business process is like a bottle. Okay. So I will draw this. Okay. So give me a second. Let's say the business is like a what? A bottle, right? This is the bottleneck process. Okay, I will be discussing this further on in like I think fourth lesson. So we are also encountering the bottleneck concept in this lesson. So let me give you guys an understanding about that. Okay, this is related to business process, right? So we call bottlenecks something like this. Okay. So if this is the business process, okay, this is the ingredients and they are running downward. Okay. So there are some machines in the business that they don't have the capacity of the other machine, right? If this is machine A and this is machine B and this is machine C. Let's say machine A has a capacity of 500 units, okay, and C as a output, they also has a capacity of 500 units. But in machine C, like in here, it is narrow, right? It is a narrow section, and the machine B doesn't have a capacity of 500 units. So this is a bottleneck. Okay, we cannot fast forward the process as the same as 500 units in machine B. So we need to identify what is the optimum solution in machine B, right? What is the process level that we can generate most of the efficiency in the process. So things like these are important when it comes to managing the business process as a manager, right? So like I said, the process A, the process C, and also process B are interconnected. So we need to identify the best, right? So things like that are crucial in managing the business process, right, guys? Okay. If you need to write down anything that that you think is important for your exams, you can take a screenshot or pause the video. I think, yeah. Okay, you can pause the video. Right. Moving on. Right. The next big topic is seeing the big picture. This is also correlated with system thinking, right? Seeing the big picture, holistic visualization. So, like I said, managers need to identify the end-to-end business processes in order to make their operations run smoothly. Like I said, there are business frameworks to help them. Okay, now in nowadays there are what is the newest trend? AI, right? There are AI tools to help them do that. So things like that are important when it comes to understanding the big picture. Okay, the managers need to understand what the business as a whole big thing. Okay, they need to understand every aspect of the business and interconnect them with each other, right? So holistic visualization is things like that. Okay, there is HR department and finance department. Okay, and they are doing their separate things, right? So as a upper level manager, they need to identify the interconnection between them. So to manage a business well, leaders need to see how all processes fit together. These end-to-end views help them identify bottlenecks. See, bottleneck, like I said, risks and opportunities for improvement. This is essential for both performance and compliance. Right. And the next one, the board of directors is responsible for this what? High level oversight. They must establish a sound system for internal control. Like I said, there are business standards, okay, accounting standards as an example, right? There are various types of internal controls within the business that directors are maintaining from a time. Okay, this system safeguards the company's assets and investment. We are talking about assets and investment in a, I think, third lesson, right? So you can understand how there are different types of safeguarding requirements, okay, how managers make their decisions and how it's important to the audit regarding assets and investment. It also ensures the company operates within an acceptable level of risk. So, like I said, every business has a risk. Let's take an example, okay? Our business, okay, this is a business, right? We are giving you guys education and you guys are paying us. Faster.lk is the business, right? So, what is our risk? Okay, we are doing all of this, okay? We are preparing you guys presentations, tunes, okay? We are making quality video, okay? I don't know if you guys can see, okay, if I do this, there is a sensor, okay, the camera, we don't have a cameraman here, so see, now if I move the camera, move, okay, things like that are assets to our business, okay. So as the board of directors, okay, what do we have instead of board of directors is the lecture panel, okay, I am a lecturer in here. So the lecture panel is responsible for high level oversight. We have a risk if the students don't come to our lecture. Okay, that is the main risk that our business has. So we need to address that risk and forecast the future bumps or future problems that we can encounter, right? And maintain safeguard situations to assets and investment. So I think, yeah. So we have trouble when filming. Okay, this is the old tripod that we use. Okay, in sudden case the tripod broke. So let's stop this. Okay. So the tripod broke. Okay. So this is a problem that we are encountering in our business. Okay. What did we do to as a solution? We bought a new tripod. Okay. So things like that. Okay. We need to identify the holistic company. Okay. Holistic requirements of the company. And in nowadays, I think there is a program called Power BI, and I think the other one is Google visualization or something. So these are the tools, okay, that we can use to create a holistic visualization. The Power BI is used in worldwide. Okay, you can search it in Google, Power BI. Right. So now I think you guys can get a clear understanding what holistic visualization is and how it is correlated to business processes. Right. Okay. Now you guys can see what is the next topic. The benefits of managing process well. Okay. Why do we do businesses? Right? Why do we do businesses? We can stay at home watching Netflix, eating popcorn, things like that. Why do we do businesses? We need to maintain the independence, right? We need to identify the community needs and we can provide them what? Goods and services. So every business starts with an entrepreneur, right? So an entrepreneur needs to manage the business profit well, business processes well, right? So an entrepreneur can get a lot of benefits when he is managing the business process, right? So that's a benefit for you guys. After you guys study this lesson very well, when you plan to start your own business in the future, when you are investing in a business, you can what? Maintain the clear business, maintain clear ideas on business processes and how the business works. Okay, things like that help the managers or investors as yourself and related parties to get a clear business view. Right. The first benefit is efficiency and productivity. Like I said, when we identify the business process very well, we can save time, we can save our energy, we can save our employees, time and energy. Okay, so that increases the efficiency of our company. Analyzing processes helps you find and remove wasted effort. This leads to lower costs, faster operations, and better quality. Right. So, when we understand the business process well, okay, let's take an example, the same one, okay, the nature secret. Okay, when they are clear, when the employees understand what is the business or the manufacturing process, okay, we are making the packaging right here, we are making the cream right here, we are capping the bottles right here, okay, things like that. Okay, they might not do the all the work, but they need to have a clear understanding of the business process. Okay, when they do that, if let's say one employee cut off their hand when they are preparing the bottleneck. Okay, the hand is gone. Okay, there's blood everywhere. Okay, don't visualize it. Okay, there's blood everywhere. Okay, when the other employees have an understanding on the process, they can replace that employee very quickly. Okay, they might not have the efficiency as the employee who cut their hand off, but the business process can run. Okay, it doesn't stop. Okay, so when all of the employees and managers have a clear understanding on the business processes, that helps to improve the efficiency and productivity. The next one is risk management and compliance. Mapping processes allows you to build in control. This minimizes fraud risk, ensures you follow laws and protect company assets. In future lessons, we are diving into risk management. Okay, there are risk management maps. We can identify. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, this is the bottleneck. Okay, let me just. Okay, there is a map called red, green, yellow. Okay, we are putting our investments in different categories. Okay, red means high risk. I will write in green. Okay, high. This is medium risk, and this is lower risk. Okay, otherwise good in. Okay, so things like this helps to analyze the risks of the business. Okay, in investment, in every investment there is a risk, right? So businesses tend to identify the risk and categorize them in each category, right? So things like that helps to manage the risk. Okay, these are all business processes. Okay, there are managers. Okay, operations managers who identify risk. Okay, their business process is, like I said, maintaining the risk of their investment and their assets. Right. The last one is strategic alignment and value creation. Linking processes to company goals ensures that daily activities contribute to bigger picture. This drives competitive advantage and creates value for stakeholders. Stakeholders are what is shareholders, right? So this is only three. Okay, there is a lot of benefits that we can get from understanding the business process very well. Okay, so what I need you guys to do is, you guys know different types of AI, right? There is ChatGPT, the boss of AI. Okay, we all use ChatGPT for our assignments and our educational purpose. Okay, and other purposes. So what I want you to do is, other than chatting about your mental problems with ChatGPT, okay, I know you do that. I want you guys to ask the ChatGPT what are the benefits of understanding the business processes to a business. Okay, so it will provide the various types of benefits. Don't memorize them all. Okay, memorize them as a story. Okay, you don't need to write anything on your question paper. That is a MCQ paper. Okay, there you need to match answers sometimes. Right. So that's how you can gain a knowledge on this topic. Okay, this is the main three. Okay, this is the three that you are provided with within the study pack, but there are other benefits. A better understanding on business process, as for the outdoor lesson, we are here today at Makabura Multimodal Center. So, as you guys know, in this vicinity, they provide a lot of
lots of types of transportation services and other types of services to their customers and to their passengers. So let's walk with me and I will take you through all of their services, all of their customer services and such things that they provide inside this vicinity. So let's take a look inside. So students, today we are here with the bus yard in the Mahapabura bus stand. Okay, now as you can see here, their main operation is buses and other transportation providing to their passengers, right? So mainly they are providing transportation through Southern Expressway, Hatnaga Expressway and Colombo Expressway. So they generate income through their main operations, their buses, and we will show you what are the other ways that they are. So as you guys can see here, this is the city information center, right? This is where all of them have different types of information about their buses, different types of information about their transportation systems and how they manage in this transportation system. Okay. So when it comes to their business processes, their part of their main operation is, like I said, the transportation. Okay. So they have different types of employees, different types of managers in here, in other offices, that they can manage their transportation accordingly and provide a valuable service to their customers. Students, as you can see behind me, the Ampara Colombo bus. So let's take a look inside and how comfortable these buses and how well these service providers are providing services to their customers. Let's go. So as you can see, the AC, the sound system, all of this are provided for their customers and their passengers. So this Mahapabura Passenger Service Center is very reliable and comfortable and affordable at the same time. So their business processes need to be run smoothly in order to provide their customers valuable service. Electric staircase. Okay, so their main operation is not just providing transportation to their customers. Okay, they need to facilitate their customers and attract the customer satisfaction that required to run a business and required to run the business process smoothly. Like I mentioned in the video, in your lesson, the main thing is their customer satisfaction, right? So as you guys can see in Mahapabura Transportation Center, you can buy certain types of food, certain types of services, and they are actually providing lunch to their customers. Now I'm going to enter another way. So this is Mahapabura Transportation Center. They provide their customers in need and they provide their customers care. And such things are important to run a business and run a business more processes smoothly. So as I mentioned, not only they have their buses and their cafeterias as an income source, they also have, as you guys can see, a railway station. So let's take a look at that. So guys, as you can see, now we are here in what? Mahapabura railway station. Now we have looked into their bus income, okay, their cafeteria income. Now if you look to my right, there are advertisements. Okay, so they are getting paid to the price of their cutouts. Okay, so they are generating income through their advertisements also. So their railway stations, their cafeterias, their buses and their advertisements. These are the main sources when we consider this Mahapabura multimodal center. So this is the type of operations that they run within the business, their government business. So they are actually a non-profit organization. They identify as a non-profit organization, but they have their expenses, they have their employees' incomes to be paid, they have their deductions to be maintained. Okay, so in order to fulfill their expenditures, they need to generate an income. Like I said, the revenues and receivables. So what are their customers? Their customers are the passengers that they are encountering in a day-to-day life in the railway station and in the buses and their cafeterias. Okay, so they are their customers. So guys, regarding their transportation income, now we are here with their taxi service. Okay, if you look to my right, there is a lot of tuk-tuks, and this is the yard that they park taxis for their for their passenger transportation. And also they are providing services like parcel acceptance for safekeeping and their package delivering services. So things like that. Okay, their main operation is, like I said, transportation. So this is their taxi yard that helps passengers to get to their destinations quick and safe. So guys, as you can see, I am here at the car park of our Makumbura multi transportation center. So as you can see, they provide parking services to their customers. We have looked into their bus transportation, their railway transportation, and their cafeterias and other parcel safekeeping services. So things like that helps their customers to travel with a peace of mind. So they generate incomes through their parking lot. So in our lesson, we have discussed all the processes, business processes are related to each other, right? So their parkings, their transportation, their railway, their cafeteria, all of them are managed through one system. They have internal managers, employees, and other types of service providers to help them with their such situations. So when we look into this whole managerial process of this transportation center, we can look into their customer requisitions, their receivable and payments, their inventories and their productions, and their main types of operations when it's come to their service providing and transportation. So let's go back to our lesson to further clear things up.
Now before we move into this big table, okay, don't stress about this. You guys can see it, right? No? So guys, this is a what? Different types of three types of business process. Okay, in every business there is sales, there is purchases, and order fulfillment. Okay, we are fulfilling our customer needs and customer orders, right? So before this is a flowchart. Okay, this is like a flowchart. This is the steps of a sales process, purchase process, and order fulfillment process. Okay, now before we move into this, there is a case study on your study pack. Don't worry, okay, you don't need to memorize it, but I'm going to read it to you. Okay, so pay attention. Right. You are a finance analyst at Farmnet Food Private Limited, a Sri Lankan FMCG company that produces ready-to-drink beverages, packaged snacks, dairy products, and convenient meals. The company has recently implemented the new ERP system, and your manager has asked you to document the complete sales process to ensure all departments understand their roles and responsibilities in the new system. So the business has introduced the ERP system, and as managers we need to identify what responsibilities in the new system. Don't worry, okay, there are no questions regarding this, but in order to get a clear understanding on business processes, this is important. Okay, so pay attention. Right, several issues have emerged since the ERP implementation. Like I said, when we are introducing a new system to a business, there might be new adjusting issues in the company. So in what is this business? Yeah, Farmnest Food, there are issues. Sales orders are sometimes processed without proper credit checks. Inventory allocation conflicts occur when multiple sales representatives promise the same product. Invoicing delays happen because delivery confirmations are not reaching the accounts department promptly. Payment collection is consistent due to unclear handoff procedures between sales and accounts receivable terms. So now they are facing different types of issues within the company. Okay, so if they have a clear understanding on how a business process, like a sales process works, all of these issues have occurred regarding the sales situation, right? So if I move this way, you can take a screenshot for your future studies. You don't need to memorize every single one of them. Okay, you don't need to parrot them. Just keep them in your mind. Okay, like a story. So when we are doing a sales, okay guys, take a screenshot because I'm going to zoom out the screen. You guys cannot see me otherwise. Okay. So the complete sales process, customer inquiry and quotation. We need to ask the customer what do you guys need. Okay, we need to ask customers what you guys need and take their inquiry and their quota. The second one is order placement and acceptance. When they place their order, we need to either accept it or reject it. Credit approval and terms, inventory check and allocation. If we have the goods they are asking in our inventory, we need to check that. Production planning, if when required. Okay, every business doesn't have production planning because some businesses produce ready-made goods. Okay, they are the second-hand owner. Okay, they are retailers and they are the second-hand owner. Okay, they don't have production planning in the business. Picking and packing, delivery and dispatch, invoicing, creating the invoice that we need to that we are providing the customers, and payment collection and accounting entry. Lastly, we need to prepare the accounting entries to the transaction. Right. The next business process is, so let's move back to the case study. Okay. In the case study, we have discussed the issues in FarmNet Private Limited. Right. So if they have a clear understanding on the sales process, they can prepare for those kind of issues. Okay, the manager can identify what they had identified regarding their supervisors. They have their invoices are jumbling. So if they have the process well, if they have the business process identified well within the business, they can reduce those mistakes and bumps. Right. The next process is the complete purchase process map. Purchase requisition, supply selection and quotation. Like I said, we need to prepare the requirement within the company, and we need to prepare the requirement that enabled within the company, and we need to identify different types of suppliers. Okay, so guys, let's say it like this. Okay, let's not understand the business perspective first. Okay, so let's say you are in need of buying a new iPhone. Okay, so what are the factors that you are considering when you are buying a new iPhone? Okay, there are different types of suppliers. Okay, you can buy it from singles, and there is local shops. Okay, maybe you have friends who deal iPhone. Okay, you can buy a second-hand iPhone. You can look through Facebook Marketplace. You can look through Hickman.lk. Okay, so there are different types of suppliers. In the business, the same process is done. Okay, so after let's say you chose Facebook Marketplace. Okay, you contacted the person through Facebook Marketplace and called them, and they have agreed on a price. Let's say 60,000. Okay, an old iPhone. Okay, I'm not talking about the 15 Pro, 16 Pro. Okay, you can buy them with 60,000. Okay, you need a lot more than that. Let's say a 7 Plus. Okay, 60,000 rupees for a 7 Plus. Okay, so as a student, you don't have 60,000 rupees on your hand. Okay, you agreed the dealer to pay them in quota. Okay, pay them monthly, like 3,000 rupees per month. Okay, things like that. Or you can borrow money from your parents or your brother or sister. Okay, in businesses, the same process are done. Firstly, you need to ask your parents, right? You need to ask your parents, hey mom, hey dad, okay, you can do this or something. Okay, I don't know what you guys do. Especially girls, okay, they made their eyes huge when they need something. Okay, the puppy eyes. Right. After that, they ask their mom or dad, hey mom, hey dad, can I buy a new iPhone? Right? In the business, when a requirement improvises within the company, the lower level managers need to contact the higher level managers or the partners within the business, right? They need to get the authorization to purchase the right amount of goods. Okay, so like that, buying a new iPhone, the same process is done when acquiring purchase goods in the company. Purchase requisition, supplier selection and quotation, purchase order creation, supplier confirmation. We need to identify the supplier correctly. Goods receipt and inspection. Like I said, we need to check the goods that we are receiving to if there are any factory outlet mistakes or things like that. Invoice processing, three-way matching. Three-way matching is first when we identified the requirement of the company, we are preparing a note. Okay, like this, right? When we have identified the requirement in the company, the first document we are preparing is what? Okay, that's green. What is the first document we are preparing? Purchase order, right? We need to order the right good. Okay, before we move forward, I want to apologize about my handwriting. Okay, I'm not a very good handwriter. I'm a boy. Okay, so yeah, deal with it. So the purchase order is prepared within the company. Okay, after that, they are they are sending the purchase order to their suppliers, and they are sending to us the goods. So after that, we are preparing the GRN within our inventory. Okay, we are preparing the GRN, and lastly, we are preparing the invoice. No, this is not a document that we are preparing. The invoice, it is issued through the supplier. Okay, this is by supplier. Okay, so after we have acquired all these three, we can see the purchase order is tallied with the GRN, and the GRN is tallied with the invoice. If there are any let's say, so if there are any inconsistencies between the three, we can identify them and solve the issues before they are occurring and before they are leading to bigger issues. Right, so this is three-way matching. Okay, this is three-way matching. Right, let's move to the slide. Right, the last process we are encountering is order fulfillment process. We are fulfilling the customer needs in the business. Okay, the first one is order receipt and validation. So the three-way process is also, okay. So the three-way process is also can be taken to the customer satisfaction. The process we are encountering when fulfilling the orders of our customers. Let me delete this. Okay, the first step is order receipt and validation. Inventory availability check. We need to identify if the goods have within the inventory of our business. Okay, if there are no goods in the business, we need to what? Order them separately from our let's say our friends. Okay, things like that. The first thing we need to do as a business is identifying and fulfilling the customer needs. Okay, if you guys have ever gone to a bank, you might have the problem, how are they generating all this kind of money? And if we have a bank account, let's say within the account we have 100 million rupees on our bank account. Okay, now I am going to the bank. Okay, let's say I am going and I ask the counter, hey, I need to borrow my 100 million rupees. Okay, the counter cashier will panic. Okay, because that is a large sum of money, right? But that's our money. We have the right to borrow our money. But at the time, the bank might not have 100 million rupees in their safe. Okay, so what they do is they are asking from other financial banks to borrow money. Okay, when after some time have passed after the documentation and the signatures, the authorization process, and finally they need to provide us the 100 million rupees on the spot. Okay, if they doesn't provide our money, what will happen? We are losing the trust for the bank. Okay, and after we can sue the bank. Okay, we are spreading their customers don't trust this bank. The whole banking system will fail if they lost the trust of our trust of the customer, right? So inventory availability check is also very important process in the business. The third one is capacity planning and scheduling, order confirmation and documentation. So when we are providing the customer goods and services, there is a process in every business. Okay, in business to business that is separate. Okay, so there is a documentation process and accounting process. Okay, the fifth one is warehouse picking and preparation. So, like I said, we are planning to do a field visit to a company, and you guys can see what is warehouse picking. Okay, in every business there are warehouses in different types of location, and if they don't have the certain type of good in a warehouse A, they can go to warehouse B and purchase the right amount of goods. Loading and dispatch, delivery execution, delivery confirmation, and customer feedback. Okay, so let me see. These are all done in, I think, in every business in same department. Okay, because they are easy to manage in single department. Okay, so single manager can do the warehouse picking, loading, delivery, and delivery confirmation. Let me guys tell you an example. Okay, let's say you ordered the fridge through Damro. Okay, when you order the fridge, you go to their store or the warehouse. You can tell, okay, I want this one. So after you have paid the certain types of money, and they deliver the fridge to your doorstep, right? After their delivery, they are taking the fridge inside our house. They are installing it. Okay, we don't know how to operate the fridge. Okay, they have their skilled workforce. So they are installing our fridge for us. Okay, that is what delivery execution. Okay, they need to execute it properly. So after that, we are getting a call from the Damro headquarters. Okay, hey sir, have you received your order? How is the fridge? Is it working all right? Do you have any problems regarding your new equipment? So that is customer feedback. So after that, billing and invoicing and performance analysis and reporting. Okay, the accounting entries is also can be done in order fulfillment. Okay, in every transaction there is a accounting process. Okay, maintaining financial statement is really important in auditing. Okay, that's why we are all getting a clear understanding on these kind of topics first.